Hey everybody, this is Wes Fryer with Cook with Wes. Today is January the 18th, 2025, and I want to share a pork butt experiment. So I started to smoke a pork butt this morning, and we're gonna go out and take a look at it here in a second. And I did my regular setup, so I trimmed off the excess fat. I like yellow mustard as a binder. I used my bad Byron's butt rub from Costco to season real generously all over. And I put it on the smoke at 6:30 a.m. So it has been on the smoke for 5.5 hours. I just temped it and it is about 155 degrees. And this is a lot like smoking a brisket. And I do like sweet barbecue, but I've been wanting something that's a little more savory. And this sauce, and we actually got this at Academy Sports, I think, is Bachan's original Japanese barbecue sauce. And I actually saw that this sauce is at Costco too. Anyway, this is good stuff. And we had stir fry with this recently, and it has a good flavor to it. I don't know what the words for this are. It's a sweet sauce, a sweet flavor, but it's also maybe umami. I don't know. I've heard this before, and I'm not sophisticated yet to know enough yet to know about that. But what I usually do when I'm cooking my pork butts, is I will, wrap them. So I'm going to put them in a foil pan or a Pyrex. I'm going to cover them and then cook them for another 6 or 7 hours. And often I will put molasses and brown sugar, butter, and I will then drizzle barbecue sauce all over it. So what I think I'm going to do this time is I'm actually just going to put on the Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce. So let's go outside and check this out and see what we can do. Okay, so as I said, this thing has been cooking for 5.5 hours. Let's check it out. I'm so excited, by the way, that my smoker is working again, because look at that beauty. My smoker was out of commission for a little while because I was using Costco pellets that were so big that they wouldn't feed properly. So anyway, it took a little while to figure that out. Okay, again, normally I am going to be putting on butter, molasses, and then I am gonna do barbecue sauce, but this is gonna be a little bit easier. Just like a brisket, this reaches a stall, and you want to wrap it at the stall to help facilitate it pushing through the stall and the cooking process. I'm cooking at 225 degrees, which, if I wanted to cook faster and have the cook done sooner, I could certainly do that, but this works well. A lot of times I like to have a foil pan. I could actually finish this in the oven instead of doing this on the smoker, because there are people that are going to say once you wrap in foil, you really aren't putting any more smoke into your meat because it has a seal. I don't know. I think that's probably true. So I think I could easily do it there. But okay, so there we go. We're wrapped, and all we did this time after the wrap was put on the Bachan. So we'll check back with you in 5 or 6 hours when this thing is temping about 200, 205. We'll let it rest a long time, and then we're going to taste it and see if it's good. All right, this thing has been cooking 11 hours. I went ahead and moved it into the oven after, I don't know, maybe 7 hours or something like that. Like I said, I've heard it really doesn't matter after you wrap whether you're on the smoker or you're in the oven, because you're just adding heat. You're not really adding smoke. So about 15 minutes ago, and I've been cooking again at 225, the same as I did in the smoker. About 15 minutes ago, I temped, and we were at about 190. We want to be at about 200, 205. 205 is where we want to get both briskets and pork butts. So I'm going to go ahead and temp it, see where we're at. I went ahead and cranked the heat up to 350 because I want to go ahead and get this thing done. And so now 198. Trying to get in the deepest part. 200, 201. Yeah, 201. Okay, so that's good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take it out. I really prefer to smoke briskets and pork butts overnight. And the reason I prefer that, here, and this is, I just put it in the cooler. I got a towel in there so it don't melt the plastic, and just set it in there to let it rest. So I really prefer to do these overnight because they get done about, 2 o'clock or something like that in the afternoon, and then you can have hours and hours to rest. So this is still going to be good, but I would prefer to rest the meat for 2 or 3 hours, and we're going to be hungry. We are hungry now, so, we'll probably eat in an hour. I'll probably let it rest an hour. Okay, it's the time of truth. We've let it rest for an hour. It's almost 7 o'clock, so 12 and a half hours after starting to cook. It is still going to be very warm. But, okay. All right, here's the big reveal, and Moose is ready to help. Dun, 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 dun. There it is, the pork butt. All right, so, of course, what we get to do with the well-cooked pork butt is, ta-da! Pull the bone right out. And this is pulling the pork. Oh my gosh. So good. Moose, I'm sure, would love to help directly. Man, it smells great. Yes. My videographer is ready. Would you like me to feed you, videographer?
No, it's hot.
Yeah, it's very hot. That's why I have these gloves and have some insulation on them. Okay, time of truth. Let's test it out. This is the first time cooking with the Bad Byron's butt rub and the Bachans. It's good. Yum. Yeah. It's delicious. Ready for your bite? Well, should we give Moose a bite? You want a bite before we give Moose a bite?
No, you can give me
No, let's give you a bite first. What do you think?
Tastes like pork.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It doesn't have the barbecue, the sweet barbecue flavor. All right. Sit. Hey, Rosie's ready. All right. The dogs have had their taste. It's good, man. I mean, it's solid. It doesn't have the sweet taste like we normally have if we had done Sweet Baby Ray's. So, interesting. I'm gonna cook some quesadillas with it and give it a shot. All right. Well, I lost my videographer, but these are the pulled pork quesadillas that have resulted from the pulled pork. And man, after having even more samples of it, it is good. It's savory, and it has, I don't know if it's that umami flavor, but it's definitely a more savory flavor. So I am liking it a lot. I want my oil to burn, so I'm taking it off. All right, so here's what we got. I have cooked these up. I got a little sour cream. I got a little hot sauce on the quesadilla. I'm gonna go ahead and do the flavor taste. Here we go. Oh man, that is really, really good. That's fantastic. And I think it's a more savory flavor than what we'd want if we were going with just that sweet barbecue flavor. So I think it's a keeper, definitely. Man, Bachan's Original Barbecue, pulled pork. So good. Moose, it's not for you.